Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? I wanted to come on and make this fairly quick video. This will be a video response to asherastargoddess slash I think it's Shira7. This will be a video response to her video which was called Self-Initiation. I think this is one of her older videos, but you know, I feel like I need to give my little 2 cents in it because, you know, it's my truth and I feel like, you know, I need to share that on YouTube. I'll say this, you know, I say this out of respect and I say these words out of love. So for the Shira7 Nation, please do not come for me in this video. You know, I'm only speaking truth and I'm only speaking facts. So do not come for me until I call you. Do not come for me till I call you. Truth is the truth and it needs to be said, okay? So I'll say this. You cannot self-initiate yourself to any Orisha. You can't do that. The Orisha's domain is in Ifa, in Santeria, and in Lukumi. Period. This is not Wicca. You cannot claim to be a child of anybody until you have ceremonies done. You know, you have to have your mano de arula. That's when you go to a babalao and you have a 3-day ceremony. Or, you know, some Ilays do not have a babalao. They go to an oriate. So, which is, you know, a step above, I guess you could say, being a santero, because they are like right under the babalao, if that makes sense. Those are the only 2 ways you can find out who your head belongs to. You cannot claim to be a child of anybody unless you properly go through those ceremonies. And I want to say this as well. In order to be in this path, it has to be in your destiny. You cannot buy a spiritual path, if that makes sense. You know, you should be in the tradition for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? If it's in your destiny to be a santera, a santero, then only then should you pursue it. You know, for me, I'm going into this thing like this. It's not my will. It's whatever is in my destiny. It is whatever, you know, Arumila. It's whatever he says is in my destiny. If it's in my betterment to be a santera, then I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm for it. It's not just because I have it shouldn't be because you have the money to pursue it. It shouldn't be because, you know, you could buy your way into it. It should be for the right reasons. You know, and that is because it's within your destiny. And I know that's going to piss some people off, but it's true. It has to be a calling. It has to be a calling in your destiny. You know, you can't buy the juice. You cannot buy the juice. It's, you know, either you have it or you won't, or you don't. Some people are just called to be an espiritista. Some people are just called to palo. Some people are called to ocha. But it has to be something that is in your path, because that is the only way it will be for the betterment of your destiny. Period. Period. And it's okay. It's okay to be just an espiritista. It's okay to just be a palera. It's okay to just be a santera. You know what I'm saying? But it, like I said, it has to be what's in your destiny. You know, you have to get divination done to know that that's in your destiny. You can't just pick up something just because you want it. You can't just do that. It has to be within your path, because then that'll bring you to your highest good. And I know a lot of times we have an affinity to a certain Orisha. You know, I know that. I understand that. But just because you have an affinity to it, or because you have a dream about it, that does not necessarily mean that that is your crown. You know, and I'll say this. when you do go to a santero or santera for a reading, you know, that orisha that they are talking about in that odu is only there for a little while. You know, that message is just for that period of time in your life. You are born with a head orisha, but sometimes in your life you might go through a situation where another orisha might step up to the plate and be like, well, I will lend you my Oshay. I will, warn you about this. I will protect you about this. But it's going to be only for a period of time. It's not going. That's not a forever thing. Until you sit on that mat and get your mano de arrula, or until you become a part of an ile and they tell you about the Oriate tells you about your crown, then you just won't know. And I think that's what it is. We'll get a reading from a Ifa priest or a Santero or Santera, and they'll talk about that Orisha, but that's not your crown. That is not your crown. Until you go through your proper ceremonies, you just won't know. And I'm not saying that you cannot go to these places in nature and talk to the Orishas, because you can. You can go to the river and talk to Oshun. You could go to the beach, talk to Yamaya. You can go to the forest, talk to Elegua, Ogun, and Ochosi. You can even light a candle and talk to them. But as in Ileo, that is as far as you can go. You cannot do ceremonies. You cannot do rituals. You cannot do sacrifices. You cannot claim to be a child of, because you don't have that license. You don't have those ceremonies. To me, every time I hear somebody say, I am a self-initiated child of, it's a slap in the face to the West African traditional tradition of Ifa, or of the tradition of Lukumi or Santeria. It's a slap in the face to everybody that is initiated, because that goes against the tradition. It just goes against the tradition. You cannot do that. And people in the tradition will look at you crazy, like, what is you talking about? Like, if you can't give nobody the Ile that you're in, or, the origins of your Ile, if you can't do that, then you are not a self-initiated child of anything or anybody. And I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. And I know that, that goes against the concept of people that feel like they're self-initiated, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And I'd rather get on here and tell you guys the truth than to have everybody, having this facade of a lie. I'd rather do that. You cannot self-initiate. The tradition is not a solo dolo tradition. You cannot call yourself a priestess of anything or anybody without going through ceremonies. Period. You cannot do that. Because like I said, to me, when I hear that, it's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. That to me is disrespectful. You need an elder to guide you and to lead you into knowing how to commune with those energies. And I mean, the tradition of Ifa, Lukumi, and Santeria has been around hundreds of years. Like, hundreds of years. You can't just, get on Google and learn about something that's passed down tradition to tradition. Like, you can't do that. That can only be taught by, somebody that's in the tradition, that have learned the tradition, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to come on and make that video. Like I said, I'm just trying to spread truth, light, and I know that's going to be a disagreeable subject to a lot of people, but, it's the truth, you guys. And I'm speaking out of love, and I'm speaking out of light. So to the Ashera Star 7 people on her page. Do not come on my page and come for me. Don't do it. So, I just wanted to make this quick video. I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.